Firstly, this morning I take this opportunity to congratulate the organizers, participants, and spectators of the Still Balling Fever and Drift Show St. Martin edition, with participants from Curaçao, Aruba, St. Martin, St. Eustatius, and Guadeloupe. This event surely complemented the list of activities surrounding our 60th Diamond Jubilee for St. Martin's Day 2019. I firmly believe and commit that this event should be an annual event. Further, I believe the discussion for the completion of an envisioned drag strip racetrack should become a reality in the very near future, which has my unwavering support. Secondly, I would like to inform you that the letter of agreement between the Meteorological Department of St. Martin and the Princess Juliana International Airport will be signed by me today. Both the airport and the Met Office agreed on the LOA that was signed on the 18th of July 2014 for the period of the 1st of January 2013 to the 31st of December 2018. At the expiration of the first contract, a new agreement was to be negotiated by both parties. This process was delayed because the airport indicated that based on their financial situation, it was difficult to adhere to the financial obligation of 500,000 guilders per year. The airport proposed a reduction fee of 75% of the period the 1st of January 2019 to the 31st of December 2021, which would be 125,000 guilders per year. The ministry therefore provided a counter-proposal for the fees, which go as follows: 25% off for 2019, 15% off for 2020 and 21, and for the remaining of the contract period 2022 to 2023, the full 500,000 guilders. The airport, of course, accepted the offer and proposed conditions for the payments and retroactive payments thereof. The new LOA is what both parties have agreed to form part of the contents of the agreement based on what is presently provided and in collaboration in accordance with ICAO and WMO regulations for the next 5 years. Thirdly, I take note of the Island Council meeting of the public entity of Sabre dated November 7, 2019. The outcome of the meeting ended with all members of the Island Council walking out, demanding better treatment for civil servants and the payment of a 13-month for civil servants. I stand in full solidarity with them, as I made a similar call here on St. Martin a few weeks ago for our civil servants. Fourthly, on November the 20th, the cruise ship, the Norwegian Bliss, will make its inaugural call on St. Martin, as this once again shows confidence in our country, our port, and our people. Lastly, I take this opportunity to thank God Almighty for strength and faith, my cabinet support team, the entire Ministry of TIAT staff, my colleagues in the Council of Ministers, and everyone for their support as your Minister of TIAT. As the Prime Minister already alluded to, might be our last press briefing. So I would like to start off also to express my that it was really an honor for me to have served country St. Martin and the people of St. Martin. I would like to thank really everybody who bestowed their trust in me and allowed me to become Minister of Finance and try and did serve our people. Special thanks also to my cabinet and my colleagues in at the Ministry of Finance, the colleagues at the Tax Department. You know, as minister, there's no way that you would be able to make things work and to put your vision to fruition without your staff. And the recognition to your staff, recognition to the apparatus of the civil servants that are there to support you, is of such a importance. And, you know, at times it is really good to mention that, because without them, you know, there is no successful ministry, there is no successful minister. Again, I would like to acknowledge that and express my sincere gratitude to
each and everyone who helped to make my life miserable while I was a minister, but in a sense that it took a lot of work, hard work, to get things into the right direction. I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Then I would like to, if I put my Justice Ministry hat on, I would like to still announce that this coming Friday, the second batch of cadets will enter into their training to become a police officer. The training is conducted in collaboration with the Police Academy from the Netherlands. So actually we are upping the skill and the requirements, of course, to become a good police officer. It took some, how we say that, it took some dealing and wheeling to also make it financially work, and there's where I put my Ministry of Finance hat on. But we were able to secure the funding for that process, and I'm very happy that finally we can put this second group back in school to produce the necessary assistance and support and strengthening of our police force. Then I would like to go back to my Ministry of Finance portfolio. It is still unfortunate that this cabinet comes to a close, but just to make sure that the community is aware, especially the small and medium-sized businesses. For the past 6 to 7 months, we have been working on a stimulus package for the small and medium-sized businesses in St. Martin to give them a financial boost to further strengthen their presence in our economy. Today, it was actually planned to submit it yesterday, but we still need to bring it to the Council of Ministers. So hopefully today the proposed plan will be sent to the steering committee for approval. For this project, there was an amount of $35 million earmarked, but in order to roll out that project, we needed the banking facility to help out in providing the additional financing for the small and medium-sized enterprises. That showed to be very cumbersome, and the Ministry of Finance then, together with the World Bank, contacted the central bank. They were willing to facilitate, but it takes, because of the banking rules, it takes quite some time to put that properly in place. So in the meantime, we have come up with another plan to kind of bridge that period until the central bank is ready, to kind of subsidize turnover tax already paid. But this proposal, again, further details will be announced, will be done, will be made to the World Bank Steering Committee. Hopefully we will get in their meeting of, I believe, next week, an approval for that, and that can continue. So the incoming Minister of Finance can continue working on that project. But just to make sure that that is lined up. Then, where the 2020 budget is concerned, we received it back from the Council of Advice. The additional reporting on that is being done. But of course, because of the outgoing status now from this cabinet, nothing much can be done by us. But I made sure as Minister of Finance that there is a transition document specifically catered to the 2020 budget. So my incoming new colleague can continue with that as well. I believe that is it for now, but also thank you to the press corps for the questions that you have asked for the past 16 months. It is highly appreciated that you are there, and I would like to see more of the press present in our press briefings. Thank you very much.
A beautiful thing happens when you get a group of motivated people together. You get the job done. It doesn't matter what their background is. All that matters is their common goal, their spirit, their dedication. It makes all the difference, doesn't it? And we want you to know that being there for you when you need us is our goal. We're here to work with you in every way. Because no matter what we do or where we are, we understand. The difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Let me begin by saying thank you to the organizers, participants, and celebrants from both North and South for the wonderful St. Martin Day celebration that took place this past weekend. To Ms. Clara Reyes, the head of the Department of Culture, and her entire department, and the other members of the organizing committee, thank you for bringing the vision to life and executing it so well. To the police corps and to the security forces, to sports and cultural organizations, schools, businesses, parents, and children, thank you for participating and celebrating We Story. The theme of the celebrations was We Story, and all participants in one way or another gave some form of expression to We Story, which started early in the morning with the church service and ended at night with a grand cultural concert that culminated with all the Calypso monarchs together on stage. In between, there were traditional games, sports, races, and a grand cultural parade in which I also took part, dressed in my St. Martin cultural wear. Once again, a big thank you to all the organizers, participants, and celebrants from both the Dutch and the French sides for making this 60th St. Martin Saint-Martin Day Diamond Jubilee celebration such a great success. On Sunday, November 17th, the Department of Sport, in collaboration with the National Sports Institute, the NSI, and the St. Martin Sport and Olympic Federation, will be hosting the annual Brown Pelican Sports Award, honoring local athletes and sporting legends. The aim of the Brown Pelican Sports Award, as it has always been, is to place a spotlight firmly on those individuals, associations, organizations, and businesses who have worked tirelessly to make sports possible. The focus this year will be on St. Martin's cricket legends. All residents and sports enthusiasts are invited to come out and support sports and the many contributors to sports. All of this will take place on Sunday, November 17th, 2019, from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. under the tent at Porte de Blaissance. The theme for this year is #SportsMatter. And now concerning a workshop organized by the Student Support Services Division. The division is organizing an interactive and informative panel discussion entitled Youth Sexting: What Parents Should Know and the Role of Adults. The general public, especially parents of primary and secondary school going children, are all invited to attend. Parents, teachers, and other interested persons in the community are encouraged to come out to this discussion, which will be held on Wednesday, November 20th, 2019, at the University of St. Martin from 7 to 9 p.m. The objective of the workshop is to educate and empower parents, teachers, and the general public via an open panel discussion regarding youth sexting, the influence of social media, the role of adults, schools, and the law. Organizers hope to have a fruitful and interesting discussion to bring awareness on this issue, and they hope that persons leave empowered to be able to address it. For more information, contact the Student Support Services Division at 543-1235 or email studentsupportservices@stmartingov.org.
Make use of WIB mobile banking with easy access and direct usage of face recognition, PIN code, or fingerprint. Download WIB mobile banking app and make your transaction from anywhere at any time. For more information, visit wib-bank.net/quick-login.
This morning, I'm here really to represent the aspect of the future of agriculture in our in generations to come. St. Martin is a place that has a lot of great opportunities, but yet still over the course of time we seem to be lacking the interest to be shown in the areas of agriculture, which is one of the most important pillars that our economy needs to be standing on. So today I'm grateful just to be here to go through a slide presentation on our findings as SXM over the past 4 years and the research that we have been doing in the different sectors that each and every one of our ministers sit in over the country, and how agriculture can basically benefit all these sectors on an individual level, which overall can benefit the country on the optimum level as possible. So SXM is basically an agricultural research and development center, and over the past few years we've been conducting different research in our communities as to the possibilities of where we can take agriculture from a community perspective and then hopefully to a country perspective. Our mission is always to impact climate change, building economical sustainability and empowerment through the implementation of agriculture. We have practiced this for the past 4 to 5 years, and I've noticed that it has gave a great impact to our economy and our surrounding community and its members at large. The climate is changing, and therefore we have to ask ourselves sometimes. I'm sure every one of us woke up this morning and had a healthy breakfast. Maybe some of us rushed out and maybe didn't eat nothing as yet. But the point being that each day we must consume something to eat to burn the energy that we use to come out and do our daily work for Country St. Martin. And therefore giving special attention to where this food comes from in the industry of agriculture, animal husbandries, and fisheries, and also the benefits it has for our overall economy and life itself. Thus, meaning that agriculture itself and the impact of climate change has one of the most important aspects of the survival of mankind in its general. The impact on agriculture and food security is something that St. Martin again seems to be lacking interest on. And how do we provide long-term food sustainability for our country and our community members and overall the future generations to come? How do we supply locally grown food food products? If we set up a network of local farmers that are able and have the necessary resources that they need, we can definitely create a sustainable network of farmers that can definitely work towards the long-term sustainability of Country St. Martin. A lot of us today have not realized the importance of what we have been importing all the time and the dangerous situation that we have put ourselves in and not being self-sustainable but more dependent on what we bring in from the outside world. The question is, what happens one day when the boats stop coming? That's a question we sometimes maybe feel, at no time at all feel to ask ourselves as we continue with the importation of our agricultural goods and products. The poverty line. What is the poverty line today? Back in the days, we used to live off of the land. It was a give and trade situation amongst community members. At that time, money was not really the biggest issue. As you know, back in the 1950s, you probably could have buy a pound of eggplant for as low as 1 cent here, right in St. Martin. We need to look at how we need to establish trading networks to decrease the poverty line while giving people more opportunities to feed themselves instead of feeding them, which makes them more dependable on us, which goes back to the dangerous factor again. What do we tell them the day the boats stop coming and we can't provide any adequate food resources for them to consume for them and their families? So this is a way that we have to stop looking at the importation and start to focus on what country St. Martin can do for itself and its people by as much as possible producing locally made organic products that we can distribute to our local supermarkets, our local community members, give our elders better quality of foods to eat, which in the end will lead to better quality of life overall and a better balance between the poverty lines that we have not yet established in St. Martin. Agriculture and the impact of education. Implementing agriculture in schools is something that has been a last thing of the past. How do we continue now to educate our children on being self-sustainable moving forward if we haven't even given them the basics on how to basically provide and feed for themselves? That's something that is most touching to me, and I think that government needs to put a lot more attention into it on how do we get agriculture implemented into schools. What we are doing from our end with SXM in collaboration with the University of St. Martin in the field of science